Hello and welcome to Roaming Norway. Today we are going to talk about the exciting Zeekr 7X. This is a Chinese car from the brand Zeekr, which is under the Geely umbrella. The Zeekr 7X is a Model Y competitor, I would say, but it's more luxurious. It's also a tiny bit more expensive in the Norwegian market. The price will depend on different markets, of course. But what kind of technology and what kind of features can we find in the Zeekr 7X that I was so lucky to try here at the eCar Expo 2025 in Oslo, Norway? Well, first of all, it has, for the Norwegian market, 100 kWh CATL Quilin NMC battery. This means that it's a nickel, manganese, cobalt battery, 100 kWh, and yeah, it seems like it's a really great battery for the Norwegian market, and I'll tell you why now. A larger battery is great because when you use your heat pump, it doesn't really matter that much when you have a large battery. So if you, for example, need heating in cold weather or cooling in warm weather, and you have a small efficient car, that small efficient car will feel the downsides way more than a large battery. That's the benefits of having a large battery. The large battery also probably have more discharge power, which makes sense for an all-wheel drive car, which is the only Zeekr 7X that will be available in Norway. All-wheel drive is all we buy here in Norway, it seems, so it kind of makes sense in that regard that we get that one. I'm still a little bit sad that there is currently not announced a Zeekr Golden Brick battery for the Norwegian market. That's the insanely fast charging one that you might have seen on AutoSpec reviews. This battery will probably come in a larger version later on, but there are constraints when you're working with LFP chemistry over, for example, the NMC chemistry that we see in this CATL Quilin battery. So how fast does the Quilin battery charge? Well, allegedly it's up to 4.5 C, which means for a 100 kWh battery up to 450 kilowatts. But we will probably see a more tapering of the curve compared to the Golden Brick battery. Regardless, it'll be one of the best charging EVs on the road, so does it really matter? Well, it matters a little bit because the car doesn't seem to be very efficient from the first numbers that I've seen. 550 kilometers of range, 100 kWh of battery means that the car is not leading in efficiency for its segment. It's not terrible either. So seems like it might be a little bit inefficient. Of course, this needs to be tested before I can properly say that. Anyways, let's move over to some of the features of the car that I really thought were cool. Automatic doors is cool, really not my type of thing, but it's a luxury feature. You have seen it on the Model X, for example. Basically, you open the door with a button, it'll open automatically, it'll check that no one is in between the door, and then you just jump in the driver's seat, press the brake pedal, and the door closes and you can go on your way. Sound system seems to be good. Materials inside seems to be insanely good. There are no hard plastics anywhere in the Zeekr 7X that I could find. Super comfy seats, leg rest on the seats, typical Chinese style. Rear seats are amazing, typical Chinese style. It just feels and looks great. From like a quality perspective as well, no panel gaps, everything feels sorted on the car, which is nice. The infotainment even was translated well to Norwegian, which means that they take the market entry seriously in Norway, because Zeekr announced their entry into the Norwegian market October last year, so they're still new in the game. They have the Zeekr X, the Zeekr 001, and now the Zeekr 7X with deliveries in June, from what I heard. So I'm very excited to see what people think about this car in the Norwegian market. Can it compete with the Model Y? At 650,000 Norwegian kroners, it's a little bit more expensive than the Model Y, but it's still affordable. And this includes a lot of equipment as well. So very, very cool to see, really. The design is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of crossovers, you already know that. But if you like the design, you like the design. I think the black color that was at the Car Expo makes the car look really much better than other colors it's available in. Zeekr has like orange brake calipers, which looks great. And yeah, the car even has dog mode or pet mode, which is, it's insane that not everyone has like a type of dog mode or pet mode yet. I think this is a major advantage of this car over other electric cars. Absolutely. With each charging curve, we need to test this C80L Quillen battery. It's so little testing on this battery, but if it has like the charging that it advertises, 10 to 80% in 16 minutes, on a 100 kilowatt-hour battery, that means a lot of energy added in a short amount of time, and it'll probably be one of the better charging cars on Norwegian roads, this Zeekr 7X, though I wish they had a smaller battery as well available. What else is there to say about the Zeekr 7X? Well, the comfort and the seating feels very nice. The seating position is a little bit tall for my liking, but it's a crossover slash SUV, so it's to be expected. And yeah, I'm very curious about the range figures and what we actually get out of the car. The 100 kilowatt-hour battery will help in the winter with winter range. A lot of Chinese cars have very little deviation from the VLTP range, and that's because they put so large batteries in the cars that if you lose a little bit of energy for heating either the battery or the cabin in the winter, or the opposite in the summer when you need to cool the cabin, it doesn't really matter that much because you have so much energy available in the car. And that's why large batteries are actually better for cold and warm temperatures, or situations where there are outside conditions that's not helped by efficiency of the car itself. So that's why, for example, Tesla deviates from its rated range in conditions where you need to run the heat pump at maximum, or different scenarios, slippery conditions, things where, you know, the aerodynamics doesn't matter that much. The Teslas actually deviate a lot from their rated ratings, and this is very nice about the Chinese cars. 100 kilowatt hours is a proper size battery for that type of car, in my opinion. It's not like it's the largest battery ever put in a car, but it's the Quillen 100 kilowatt hour battery is quite large. So we will see what they do with the Golden Brick battery. Maybe they make a 100 kilowatt hour version of that one, if they can get the energy density up. I think they need to get the energy density up to make that happen. I'm not sure how far they are at developing these batteries. Actually, I know very little about the Zeekr Golden Brick battery. I've just watched the out of spec reviews video where they charge the Golden Brick, which is the fastest charging EV battery in the world. It sounds just insane to me. And the C80L Quillen battery that they put in the Norwegian version of the 7X, or I think in the long range all-wheel drive versions of the Zeekr 7X, just also sounds amazing. Two great batteries, so I'm not too worried about not having the Zeekr Golden Brick. Thank you so much for watching my video on the first impressions of the Zeekr 7X. It's really my first time actually spending proper time with a Chinese car, and I must say I'm really impressed on paper, but once we get down to real world testing, we can form some maybe different thoughts. Thank you so much for watching Roaming Norway, and subscribe for more videos from the eCar Expo 2025.